TLO, what's pop? We are on Twitch. We are live. By the time you see this, we probably won't be. So just leave a like, comment, subscribe, turn on your post notification bells. Let's continue to grow the family from Chicago to the UK. You know? Right behind me, you see it. Warning screen just in case anything happens, man. And Twitch.com. That's where you can catch any of the live streams and things of that nature. Usernames at the bottom of the screen. Don't forget, we do got Patreon. We post 5 days a week. And we also got merch. The link to all of that is down in the description below. Now, we watched part 1 of this some time ago. But this is part 2. You know what I'm saying? So, Broadmoor, the high security institution. 2-part documentary. Talk to me.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. No copyright infringement intended. All rights belong to their respective owners.
True.
What really goes on behind these walls?
We don't need.
So,
We don't need an intro. Let's
That was coming.
And anywhere. Many think that Broadmoor is simply the dumping ground for society's most notorious criminals, a final destination with no hope of return.
shall we move on? He's here because of the attempted murder of his mother, not terribly bright.
A weekly ward meeting gives a summary of the kind of men who are kept here.
The last thing he did was he took his MP3 player and took bits of took the wire from it and a metal ring from it, and tied it around his genitalia. And he did that in the middle of the night, and it was only when he was in real pain that he managed to tell a member of staff. And it's not...
What was he doing? Broadmoor, a.k.a. the Hub? What was that? It's not funny because this is real life situations, but that is... No, I can't even say that word while I'm watching that. That's wild. That's tough.
Not very clear why he did it.
Gerald? Good man.
In prison, it became clear that there was something wrong with this guy.
Broadmoor is home to 200 men, each carefully assigned to one of 15 wards depending on their mental state.
Oh, what's there to say about him? He's 33, index offense of murder. He's got extreme kind of borderline personality disorder, antisocial personality disorder. He's in this hospital because in a medium secure unit, he sharpened the handle of a toothbrush and tried to stab a member of staff in the face.
Patients' identities have been protected at the hospital's request. Cranfield is the intensive care ward for the hospital's most acutely mentally ill patients. The men here are unpredictable and violent, and the simple act of serving meals has to be carefully tailored to the individual.
You alright? Chicken wrap?
Yeah?
Don't tell him. Give us a chance.
Yeah, food is here.
Chicken schnitzel. Thank you.
I didn't throw it.
They got their own personal menu, bro. Eating chicken schnitzel. What's that? I ain't never even heard of chicken schnitzel.
I didn't throw it.
3 days on the trot.
Thank you.
One of the biggest misconceptions, I think, is that those that have severe mental illnesses or those that end up in a place like Broadmoor are kind of destined to be unwell forever or to be risky forever, and that simply isn't true. The mental disorders that we treat are very amenable to treatment.
It's hard to believe that men, locked up like caged tigers and only ever allowed out one by one, can ever progress. But each ward in Broadmoor is a staging post to their recovery.
What's breakfast, mate?
Breakfast time on Epsom, a high dependency ward. The risk here is a little lower.
That's hot, that is, mate. Have what you made yet? Oh, right, they'll be coming in a minute. Right. All right, mate?
Patients here are allowed out to associate with each other, with plenty of staff in attendance.
You can get out, man.
I'm just saying.
You coming out? Is he coming out?
Yeah, come out.
Come on.
Come out here.
Yeah. Tell me what you want
Pull
to
your trousers up.
Pull your trousers up, yeah.
You need to wear trousers like Simon Cowell, up to the waist. Belted. When did you last clean your room?
Leanne McGee is the hospital's director. Whenever she can, she comes back to the floor.
Well, I've been on the ward till I've seen the patients. I'm a nurse. You never lose the... This is where you want to be, really.
You just have butter, yeah.
Just butter.
Yeah.
And your day goes much quicker. It's better spending it with people that you're being paid to look after than sitting at a desk. You know, which sometimes seems somewhat meaningless, but there we are.
You better than me, ma'am, because once I get that promotion, I'm at that desk. I worked hard for this desk. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be back in the field. But and that's why you employed there and I'm not. Because you really, you doing something that really means something to you. You making a difference. And that's I'll be in that office, 100%.
Right, I hope that's okay, Trevor.
Yeah, fine. We're coming with your breakfast, mate.
I think there's a difference between being mentally ill and not being mentally ill. And I think if you're mentally ill and you've done something that perhaps you are not in full control of at the time, you certainly, society owes you a break. And I think everybody deserves to have a bit of hope. If you have no hope, you're just going to give up.
I hear you, but it depends. It depends what the crime was. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you go there and you not don't have your whole... Like, I've seen people, like, commit 3, 4, 5 M's back to back and say they were clinically insane and get off with going to the psychiatric hospital for, you know, they don't really sentence you until they feel like you better. Like, that right there is, I'm struggling with that. That's a struggle.
Enjoy.
Yeah, I have a coffee.
Live like Italiano.
Can I be rude and ask how old you are?
I'm 40 years old.
40.
Yeah. Altogether, I've done 20 years. 15 years here and 5 years in prison. Long time, innit? I was a child soldier. It's called Somalia, Somaliland.
Were you?
Yeah, when I was young, I had my first AK at the age of 9 years old. You know, so...
Was that AK-47?
AK-47, yeah.
AK-47. Is that a machine gun?
No, it's AK-47.
Is it like a rifle?
Yeah, it's not rifle, it's like it's a gun. You never seen AK-47? No. You never seen AK-47?
He's well on the way to be referred to assertive rehab.
Oh, good.
Can't you conceal carry? Oh, y'all wouldn't know. I'm asking. I think you can conceal carry an AK-47 in America because of how it's made. I know a mini one for sure you can. I'm not sure about the full size one. I think if you take the butt off of it, yep, you can. So you know how AK-47, you hold it and it got a shoulder bump. Maybe you don't know. But you could take that shoulder bump off and you could conceal carry an AK-47. In Chicago, at least. Anywhere where concealed carry is legitimate. That's crazy.
He's doing really well.
Once the risk of violence to themselves or others has been reduced, a patient can move to the greater freedom of an assertive rehab ward.
We all have keys for our own room. So staff have got an override key.
Adam has been on Canterbury ward for the past 4 years.
Bed, my stereo.
Before that, he spent 9 years in Broadmoor in a high dependency ward.
The rooms are quite small, about 6 foot by 3 foot, and you can actually just about touch wall to wall. Toilet in there. Toilet and hand.
At least it's separated.
The only problem with having the toilet in there is we've also got our wardrobe in there.
Convicted of arson, he was 7 years into a life sentence in prison when his self-harm became so acute, he was moved to Broadmoor.
I had a very long history of self-harm, but when I was in the prison service, it escalated to the point where I was putting my life on the line on a daily basis. I was cutting arteries, tendons, but it's like my hand, it's totally constrained and backwards because I've got a wound here where I cut all the tendons and that.
Whoa.
I had a very traumatic childhood. The way I felt is that my parents didn't love me as much as they should have. I was sexually abused by various people outside the family, and because of the sexual abuse, self-harm started taking place when I was about 8 years old. I started off with pulling out toenails and things like that, and I also started setting fires at that age as well. I just sort of grew up hating everybody, hating society, hating life. Self-harm was a way of me escaping all that. I'll just do that, turn it down, and I'll just lie in my bed like this. And then once the beat gets going, I'll start doing that.
Adam's Broadmoor journey has been long with many setbacks, but the end is finally in sight. He's to be allowed out on trial leave to a medium secure unit 30 miles away.
From a life sentence to this is, you know what I'm saying?
Here comes the boss. All is well.
The constant toing and froing of patients on this ward can make you forget you're in Broadmoor.
You know, chopped garlic, all going into one pot.
But there's always the reminder that this is a high secure facility for men capable of violence. When patients taken in turns to cook, careful account has to be kept of everyday household items, especially of those that could be used as weapons.
Thank you. When I left here last time, I'd done a catering course.
Dylan is 49. It's his second time in Broadmoor.
All right, mate.
This is how Dylan remembers his childhood.
I got born into a satanic family, very, very violent. In some cases, it would have been better to have killed me than to allow me to have this abominable life.
God dang, boy, these people's origin stories this is what I'm saying, bro. Protect your kids, man. Listen to what your kids be saying to you. Pay attention. Pay attention to how they be acting. If you hear them say something crazy, don't brush it off. Investigate. They have no reason to lie to you. Remember that? You know how that saying goes? Oh, kids always gonna tell the truth, but as soon as they get to telling the truth and you can't handle it as an adult, you gonna brush it to the side. No. Pay attention. It's the truth. They can tell the truth.
That I've had. My father, thankfully, he died homeless, alcoholic, so he was the bone breaker. You know, he would break my bones and leave me in the attic and just, that'd be it. Do you know what I mean? So I had to learn pain very quickly.
Yeah, did you watch that Death Row thing? I didn't watch this week.
My father raped and beat my mother badly. In his twisted thinking, he could raise a demon from some kind of hell by raping her in the way that he did. Moment I was born, she freaked out. She said, "Oh, your eyes are evil, you're evil." And that was it. She just tried killing me. She made me eat cat's food all the time. She was keeping me locked up in the attic. Wasn't allowed to talk to my brothers or my sister. And my mother, she also liked the sexual abuse. Yeah, she was adamant that every single avenue of my childhood was going to be destroyed. And she done her best of that.
Can I have a plastic spoon, please?
And I just gave that little spiel, but these is his parents Who, like, as a kid, like, if your parents is doing you that dirty, like, who you supposed to tell?
I was pretty thin. I had to steal my food. It was fire that got me away from home eventually. By the time I reached 5 and 6, I'd learnt the red match strike on the wall like my mother did to light the gas oven. So I took a handful of them to school. For the first time I was allowed to go to kindergarten, and I could smell the box of food, you know, the sandwiches and all that, you know. So I scoffed my face really big time and then set fire to it.
No, they should go for a sieve, man. No.
Brother, and I'm listening to this man. This all happened to him before he was 5. And then he went to kindergarten. That's tough.
We got a sieve. No.
Dylan was in care from the age of 7 to 18. As an adult, he became a homeless alcoholic.
I became an arsonist. I was a violent offender. Lots of drug abuse and alcohol. Yeah, unfortunately, I'd done some kidnapping. A really nice couple of people, you know, never done any harm to me. Very, very drunk, a bottle of vodka. Threatened the police outside. I had the guns on me if I didn't put the knife down. I basically wanted them to kill me. You know, I wanted them to kill that wild, out of control alcoholic inside me. And I was inviting them to do that. And they, you know, they were very, very bloody close. And I just put the knife down.
Garlic, red. It smells nice.
Beautiful. I may say so myself. Anyone think I cooked it?
Everyone else is like.
Dylan's psychiatrist is currently assessing whether he's sufficiently recovered for release from Broadmoor.
Can I just can we all wish a very happy birthday? He's reached 34 today. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Speaking of birthday, I didn't even mention it. My birthday is in 13 days. Just in case y'all ain't know. So if y'all want to drop any, yeah, and if you on YouTube, my birthday in 13, I don't know, from whenever this video dropped, my birthday is May 26th. So if you want to give I don't even know what you could do on YouTube. We'll figure it out.
Happy birthday to you.
Moving on from Broadmoor is a slow process. Birthdays come and go with no set date for release. Broadmoor has 800 staff. Many have been here for years despite the daily risk of assault.
Off to work we go.
Oh, so they got actually a special unit.
But staff here have to have specialized training and equipment to deal with anything. From enforcing medication.
I'm supposed to trust dude with my life? Look at this guy.
Specialized training and equipment to deal with anything.
What is he doing?
Staff here have to have specialized training and equipment to deal with anything.
In what altercation is that going to help you?
From enforcing medication to managing full-scale riots. It's unusual training for nursing staff. This team is deployed around 30 times a year, administering medication and disarming patients with weapons. Not everyone in Broadmoor is directly violent, but their behavior can nonetheless cause grave risk to others. Anthony has been on an admissions ward for 5 months. He's at the start of his Broadmoor journey.
Is that your normal reading?
No, we're forced to read out of the Sun or the Mail. But no, probably I wouldn't choose it.
It's arson that has led to Anthony's incarceration in Broadmoor. His mental health began to deteriorate at university.
When I was 19, started eating quite large amounts of cannabis resin.
Started eating it?
Yeah. I had a glimpse of what I thought on cannabis were things that could solve problems for the whole of the world. I became very grandiose. I believed that the sum of the total energy in the universe was God, and therefore you are God and I'm God, and this bed is effectively God. And then doing just bizarre and unusual things like climbing bridges and surfing on trains and taken back to hospital because I drove past a police car when I'd been high.
So look, when you say you drove past a police car, what's wrong with that?
On the pavement.
Ah.
Anyway, during that period, somebody broke into my flat and kicked the door down.
You forgot to leave that small detail out on the pavement. Okay.
And threatened me in my flat. And the door whacked me in the face. After I'd been banging and making music on the window, so I'd been a bit of a nuisance neighbour. But I didn't have a mobile phone. After he left, I barricaded the door and lit a fire in my window to try and get help.
Sent to a medium-secure psychiatric unit, he again became psychotic and started a fire there. This brought him to Broadmoor. He's previously been on preventative antipsychotic medication.
Y'all think he has some laced product? Class B? Because he is.
And now his psychiatrist wants him back on it.
My introduction to the mental health system was a jab full of a medication that when you wake up you just feel absolutely terrible. You can't function, you can't communicate, you can't do anything, and it effectively makes me mentally disabled.
Anthony is refusing to go back on medication.
My doctor, he's saying I'm well at the moment, however, he was sort of pointing out that the MOJ and probably the public in general will not accept me in the community off medication. So he's saying that if I don't get medicated, I may never get out.
Many of the patients here have a history of substance abuse, often linked to their mental illness. Therapy aims to give them the skills to resist temptation.
So what we want to do is expose people to some substances today, okay?
Is it the real stuff though?
Some of it is real, some of it isn't, so...
31-year-old Michael is suffering from paranoid schizophrenia. He hears voices.
When I first started hearing this stuff, when I was about 24, it was amazing. I couldn't believe it. I had to run out of the house because I was scared. I mean, something speaking to your head. That's, unheard of to me, do you understand? It might have been drug induced because I was smoking cannabis heavily at the moment, but it goes more deeper than that.
It smells real.
Is there a face associated with the voice for you?
No, just something like in my head. Nothing. It's like a living part in my head. It's like a demonic kind of being, you understand?
But now while you're talking...
Honestly, you just sound like you was high.
To me, has it been talking?
Well, it just called me a fool at this moment that he just mentioned it. But while I was talking, he wasn't saying nothing. But then now he mentioned it, I came to think of it, and he just called me, yeah.
Okay, never mind.
I know it's hard to believe unless you live with it, but it's just like having a conscious being in your head. Learn to live with it.
I'll take that suitcase back to my room.
And do what?
It's just nothing. Do nothing, yeah. Stay away from drugs, right? It's not good.
While medication has diminished Michael's voices, it hasn't eradicated them.
How confident are you not to use?
8.
An 8?
Yeah.
Okay.
Obviously, I would like to be at the top end of the scale.
Mukhtar has been in Broadmoor for 2 years. It's been the most stable period of his life so far.
I've never seen my mum. Never seen my mom, you know. She's supposed to be in America. No.
You've never seen her your whole life?
I've never seen her my whole life.
Oh, I thought he meant why his prison stay. I always tell you, man, when moms is not present in their kids' life, it do something different to them when the dad is not. It sounds crazy, but just like think about it. That woman carried you for 9 months. It just disappeared. Your flesh was her flesh. Your blood was her blood. Like, that's tough.
I've tried to find her, but that's the difficult part because I don't even know her full name.
Mukhtar ran away from foster care when he was 16 and became involved in street gangs and started selling drugs. He didn't realize he was also becoming mentally ill.
I've had a lot of stress. I kept on hearing voices and I kept on attacking people and I kept on being erratic behavior.
A rival gang warned him off their territory. Mukhtar says his drug supplier gave him a gun and told him to deal with them.
Holding a weapon, my first time, and it felt like whoa. To some extent, it did feel like, you know.
Invincibility?
That I'm dangerous now. But on the other hand, it felt like I'm vulnerable as well, you know.
Armed with a gun, Mukhtar returned to the estate.
And my intentions were gonna fire a gun in the air. I would certainly run off. But these people didn't run off. They chased me to the block of flats. Now I'm cornered. They attacked me, hitting me with knuckle dusters. One of them got the gun like that and pulled it, like to try and take it off my hand. I was scared. I was thinking I'm gonna get killed here. So as he grabbed the gun and he pulled it away from me, I just remember bang here and bang and my finger pulling the trigger. And it's the worst experience I've ever had.
How old were you?
I was just turned 18, January. Just turned 18.
Found guilty of manslaughter, Mukhtar was sent to Broadmoor under a hospital order.
I didn't know the place.
The hospital order, man, you in there until they say, right? How do you get... Oh, yeah, because okay. But yeah, it is manslaughter at that point because it was still an accident, but like what was it? What would have been his charge in regular prison? He still would have been up there. He would have got 20-something years in regular prison. You know what I'm saying? Producing a firearm with intent to harm or a threat. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of the manslaughter, but they probably would have made him serving congruently. I don't know.
I didn't know nothing about it. I was being told about medication and everything that I'm gonna take. I said, I don't need medication. After my first dose, I understood that my voice started to reduce in intensity. And that's when I realized that, look, something is happening now. No? It was different.
Mukhtar is focusing on his recovery and hopes to go to university someday.
Listen, it was a long time ago and I can't even remember how I came to the streets. But I remember the older shouting out when I switched on the other kids. He's ruthless, he's devilish, he's a born killer. If I knew what I know now, I wouldn't be ruthless, I wouldn't be a sinner. Forget that, I'll be a born winner. I got locked up at a young age. It was due to a mistake that I made, but all is not lost, cause I'm here now. I'm gonna rise above the clouds, what is my dream? A dream of reality, so why are you mad at me? I'm just trying to be reunited with my family.
On a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being stop rapping, 10 being the best thing I've ever heard, 5 being average. The flow needs work. The lyrics, though, you telling your life story. We know that to be true, as we can see. I'm giving that an 8 out of a 10. If he had the right flow, 9. If it had a crazy beat, 10. You feel me?
Like everything in Broadmoor, getting in and out takes time and follows a strict protocol.
Yes, Alpha, that's all received. You're clear to move.
Escorted by nurses, Adam has been out to visit the medium secure unit he's hoping to move to within the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, I'm 5 feet off. So it didn't go as well as I thought it would. The person whose bed I'm waiting for, who should have had their MOJ permission, hasn't got it, and everything's changed and everything gone tits up. So there's going to be no movement for at least 2 to 3 months. So.
Adam's been here for 13 years.
God dang. To go visit and then have your, like he found all that information out on the visit?
Thought he was leaving in a week.
That would have blew me. Y'all gotta keep an eye on him after that one.
Yes, thank you, November 5. You're clear to move. 12 standby.
It's a big disappointment.
Stranger. How are you? You're back today?
Yeah.
I was told you weren't back until the 12th.
Really? Who was he?
Yeah, it wasn't a very good day. More I did, the more depressed I got. And in the end, I came in here, and then I just ended up screaming, shouting, crying. I started throwing things at my daughter, way to say, look, get in here now, because I'm just about to do something. But I'm still screaming and shouting, quite hysterical. Normally when I throw things, I get up, pick the bits up and do something with them. You know, and I didn't this time, so that's another thing that shows how far I come.
Oh, you mean you use the bits?
That's true.
Yeah.
That's a silver lining in the whole situation. But, you know, we knew that. They was probably expecting that, and if they wasn't, they're wild for not expecting that type of behavior after you just found out that. But... you know what I'm saying? Hey, you still showed perseverance. You showed a better version of yourself, and you should be proud of that. The establishment should be proud of that. And we on Twitch are proud of that. And when they watch on YouTube, they should be proud of that. So salute, sir.
So,
not a normal thing to do, 40-year-old very things about, but I had to do what I needed to do to get my head out of that situation, you know, to show that I was in pain and angry and stuff like that.
But you didn't self-harm?
I didn't self-harm that time, which I got a lot of praise for.
If Adam does self-harm, he'll jeopardise his chances of transfer out of Broadmoor. In Broadmoor, staff rely on knowing their patients well enough to be aware of what's going on in their heads. They call it relational security. This patient believes the hospital is trying to poison him.
Hi. I was going to ask you the same question. I'm very well.
Just to kick off, there are several staff that I can smell a bad odor coming from when they hand me something. So can they use gloves, basically? That's what I'm saying.
That's just must. That's just must. It's natural.
Depending what it is.
Well, anything.
No. If it's food stuff, no, that's fine, but no, they're not going to be wearing gloves.
You guys are Scrooge.
What else is on your list?
Towel. They get my flannels. I must get smell.
I don't know what to say to that, I'm afraid.
To be honest with you, I've had enough of these places.
Like you've had enough? Okay, so maybe we'll come
Every
back
single
to...
day, doing the same thing, seeing the same people day in, day out. It's just madness. The thing is, whilst we're here, all they ever talk about is RSU, RSU, RSU. Every single second, every single minute, every single hour, day, year out.
The way out of Broadmoor is usually along a winding road that eventually leads to a regional secure unit, or RSU. They're found in towns up and down the country.
And once you do get to an RSU, all they'll talk about, listen, you can't know where you are, you're going straight to Broadmoor. So that's the first thing with Broadmoor. Then you come back to Broadmoor, if you can't behave yourself, you're doing well, you're going to go RSU soon.
Simon has been moving between high and medium dependency wards within Broadmoor for some years.
Well, are we saying something about the difficulty of being here?
I just abscond. I'm going to abscond if they piss me off on the RSU. Because last time they really pissed me off. And I had to knock out.
Who is instigating with this laughing? And ma'am, are you not you do look worried. Never mind, I ain't even gonna ask that question. Bro is telling you he finna act up. He finna crash out. Do something.
Some of them. I made weapons as well. I went in the office, yeah. I closed the door behind me. I blocked it with filing cabinets, the door. And I just trashed the office. And I enjoyed what I did. I enjoyed it. That's one of the reasons why I'm here, by the way.
How are you?
This is what I'm talking about, brody. Listen, I'd be terrified if I was not supposed to be here.
I don't know what to say. Doing all right.
Right.
I've always been laughing all day. I don't know what the guy's laughing about. I do find it irritating at the moment. That's rude. There's nothing funny about that. Do you understand? It's still rude, man. Come on, behave yourself, man.
There's laughter in it. There's inappropriate laughter.
Yeah.
If somebody's sharing some serious things, you might think you're laughing at them.
Is she out of her depth? Like the pot is getting stirred at this current moment, ma'am. Do you need to call for backup? Or do you think this is just gonna sizzle out?
That's paranoia.
Just gotta be mindful of that.
Wow.
A few weeks later, Simon attacked a nurse on his medium dependency ward. He's due to return to high dependency. It's a step backwards.
Right, but did that lady right there report what was going on? Because he just said, I'm finna crash out, so y'all better act right.
So he's been here before, you know him?
Yeah, it's his third time back, yeah. But he likes it on here. He likes the staff and he likes the structure, so that's why he wants to come back. So some days when he wakes up, he'll say that I'm Turkish today. And then the next day he'll be Greek. So it's quite funny. But yeah, no, you can have a laugh of him, which is good.
Honestly, I feel you, bro. Half the days I wake up and I'm a British man, so I get it. 100%. Or at least that part.
He's one of the funnier ones of the crew.
You alright? Let me get on there.
They're collecting Simon from the seclusion area in Chepstow Ward, where he's been kept since the incident.
Get yourself ready, you come with me and Trev.
He's threatened to attack more staff and needs the restrictive regime of a high dependency ward.
Chop then.
Shake a leg, mate, come on. He's got his back to the door, yeah?
Bit back to the door. That's it.
Hands behind your back, mate. Well done.
Come right back, then.
Come back in a minute, trainers.
Put your trainers on.
Carry on today.
Some of the, like, why would you slap the bottom of bro's shoe? I don't get it. The power move?
It's a walk through 10 locked doors to move him to another ward in the same building.
He's not even handcuffed. And me, I already told y'all how I feel about the, like, there's no real guards here. Like, I don't feel like they strong enough to, like, if he really wanted to kick off.
We don't like to see anybody coming back, but it's a quick fix. I mean, we get him back into the structure, restart him on his medication, get him stabilised again, then I'm hoping that he will only be back here for a matter of weeks, and then we'll progress him back to Chepstow, and that'll be his pathway route out of Broadmoor.
Isn't it dangerous wearing a tie?
No, it's clip-on tie. So, anti-strangle.
Smart.
Not a load later.
For many of Broadmoor's patients, there's stability to be found in the strict routine of an institution. It may also be the first time they've been looked after, had regular meals and consistent interaction with others.
Well, then that chicken looked decent.
It's easy to be bad. There's no rules to be bad. But there are a billion rules to be good. But I'm learning.
Dylan was a homeless alcoholic for years and ended up living in a forest, foraging for food.
That was lovely.
He's been on an assertive rehab ward for 4 years. He's hoping his psychiatrist will let him move on.
I do believe that you continue to need treatment in hospital.
Yeah.
Okay, in that respect, my view is that you still have a mental disorder, personality disorder.
Yeah.
The thing is that the team, we do not believe that you need to continue this treatment in high security. I'm still cautious. I still believe that you need treatment in conditions of security. Anything else, then?
No, I'm really just keeping it. I'm getting old now, you know. I haven't got time for all this sort of
What do you mean by old?
getting old.
Anybody who's younger than me.
As the saying goes, I'm not the only gay in the village. I know who I am. I know what I've done in the past, you know. I'm a 40-year-old gay man living in a psychiatric hospital. People can't accept that for what I am, and that's their problem, that's not mine. You know, I just try and make lemonade out of lemon, best situation out of a bad situation, you know.
Adam's still waiting for a date for his transfer to a medium secure unit.
Hello! What time is it, Tony?
The time is 25 minutes past 2.
25 past 4.
What they doing?
22 past 4. What's the time?
25 minutes past 2.
25 past 4.
2.
Past 4.
All right, if you say so.
Why not just say 2:25?
4. Time.
If it came between you leaving and you taking medication, what would you do?
Well, we'd then force medication on it.
What, me personally? Or just as a team?
Downstairs and still stuck on the admissions ward, Anthony continues to question his need for medication.
We want to make sure that the person that we're giving medication to needs it.
Right.
Right, I'm just doing the checks, okay?
Not a big question. At the moment, I've got capacity to make decisions apparently according to the doctor. Do you think that mental health patients should be able to, while they're well, choose treatment?
I think one of the biggest cruelties of mental
Choose
health
your own
conditions
treatment?
like psychosis is that often the first thing that will disappear is that understanding that your own behaviour and your own thoughts are actually being impacted upon by your mental health.
You say that my risk to the public.
And without that insight, it is very, very difficult to persuade anyone that they need treatment. So if you can imagine yourself in a situation where somebody is telling you that you're unwell, although you don't think so, and then they're trying to persuade you to have a medication that might make you sedated or it might make you put on weight, that's not an easy conversation to have with somebody.
We don't force injections on people just because we haven't got anything else to do that day.
Sure.
There's
I'm not
lots
saying
of
it's
other,
inappropriate.
no, but there's lots of other things that we look in, just like you do.
But you agree that medication is forced on some patients just as a prophylactic, just to stop them becoming unwell in the future?
I'm not agreeing to that side of it.
But it's...
I'm not agreeing
Would you
to
say
any
that
of
that doesn't happen?
I am saying there are times when we have to give people
That
medication
definitely happens.
because
We've
they
seen
become
it happen.
hostile themselves
Yeah,
to
so
us.
what's... So
And
say
because their
someone's...
mental health is deteriorated, but I'm not discussing other patients, we're discussing
Okay,
you.
say-
Can you
say-
walk with me so I can
yeah,
do
say-
and make
say
sure
I'm
everyone
well.
else is okay?
I'm well.
Adam's got the news he's been waiting for. His bed in the medium secure unit is finally
good
available.
Hey, there you go, Adam.
I don't want to let my family down. I don't want to let myself down. I don't want to let other people down in here.
I'm glad he's going, and it's nice for him to be going. In a way, it's a bit sad as well because, like, we've been on the same water together for nearly 4 years, so.
He'll be missed, but he won't be forgotten. He stood by me through the thick and thin, really, on the board. When I had my own problems on the board and that, he stood by me and helped me out and does a lot of things for me.
So what are y'all? Y'all a thing? What's going on? Talk to us.
And looked after me, and, you know, and I try to look after him, but...
He just drove me mad with CDs.
Not that bad, but...
It's his final evening and time for a last movie with his mate.
Jennifer Lopez is in a lot of films lately.
Do you have to stay outside in the corridor?
Unfortunately, yeah.
I will miss this place. It's been my home for nearly 40 years. I know people don't like us calling it home, but it is home. You all right, close my door? Last night, the eyes of power.
And his solicitor are attending a meeting to discuss his care.
And yes, I was singing, and I was argumentative, ended up in the seclusion room, then stripped forcefully, and then medicated. I slept for 2 nights, and all those symptoms have gone. I think that's worth noting.
Okay, so you recognise you were psychotic for a period of time?
Yes. Yeah.
The conclusion that we have arrived at is that it would be appropriate for you to have prophylactic antipsychotics.
Is it...
And what that means?
That I'm involved within this decision-making process?
I think your views about medication are very well known to the team.
Why do you believe that I am so anti-psychotic medication?
Well, I know that you experience it to be uncomfortable, but...
Uncomfortable? It is torment. It's the debilitating effect of not being able to communicate, to be able to have internal anguish and frustrations and no longer be able to converse with the people that you love and you lose all
well spoken, very articulate. Or is that the right?
your friendships, you become isolated. And then you've got the physical side effects. You don't want to look good. Your hair goes flat and greasy. Your skin gets very poor. You put on weight. You get starry eyes. Everybody knows you're on medication, and to sum it up as discomfort, I think
you're in a psychiatric ward. This is part of the process.
Is a little bit.
If it's deemed necessary.
Maybe not.
I know that you are distressed by the thought of medication. Everyone can hear that, but the trouble is we have a bit of a knack of spending so much time on that we lose time to help you with other things. And we need whilst hearing what you want to say about that, because it's important, not having that be the only thing we ever talk with you about.
His lack of cooperation is likely to prolong his time in Broadmoor. After a second psychotic episode, Anthony started taking medication. He's been allowed to move to an assertive rehab ward.
Ready?
Yeah.
So, man,
Can you do level 1 for me, please?
Following his psychiatrist's recommendation that he be kept in less secure conditions, Dylan is going to a mental health tribunal to see if they will agree.
I have totally outgrown being in Broadmoor. Okay, I've done my medication, I've done my groups, I've done everything. Let's see the next stage now, you know, give me a little bit of hope. You know, so, because I'm a one-man band, I don't have family outside or nothing. So if I give up, that's it, no one's going to pick me up and say, well, look, come on.
And his case is wild. You know what I'm saying? So, like, somebody gotta work with the man.
Unusually, the tribunal is over quickly and with everyone in agreement.
Well, I don't go in there expecting anything, but I've been allowed to be conditionally discharged to an MSU. And I'm leaving 10 times better person than I ever have been.
Today?
And
you go?
My friend, is something all those people that done bad things to me in their past will never see. Because I've broken the chain. Broadmoor served its purpose. I don't need you no more, Broadmoor.
Stay on the straight and narrow when you get out there. Make sure you come to regular meetings.
Adam is finally leaving Broadmoor, and Leanne, the hospital's director, has come to say goodbye.
Goodbye, good luck. Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
All the best.
And you.
Okay?
Yeah.
Don't come back.
All right.
All right then. Cheers.
Bye, Leanne.
That's nice, Freddie.
Y'all got brown sauce holders? Is this HB sauce? Y'all got ketchup, mustard, and brown sauce on the table. I ain't never. That's tough. Subtle differences.
Yourself. Don't get too stressed out. Don't let this place drag you down. Right, see you soon. All right, see you soon. See you later, alright? Yeah, take care. Good luck. I'll give you that. Thank you. And I'll give you this. Don't have the key ring because that's my own. Bye-bye, room.
This is emotional.
Do very well.
I think on behalf of the team, we're really proud of you. I didn't get an emotion there, but we are really proud of you. Good luck.
Yeah.
And we mean that.
Alright,
Okay.
don't come back. Alright.
Oh, yeah, best of luck, yeah?
Yeah.
Take care, yeah?
Take care. Oh no! Bye, I'm going! Bye!
She went by. Yeah. That's good, though.
Adam is now on trial leave from the
It's a
hospital.
lot of adversity for him too. So he deserved that.
In the event of an incident, he could be recalled at any time. This has been the first, and quite possibly the last chance to see inside Broadmoor Hospital in its current form.
It's gonna
The
change.
lives of today's patients will continue nearby, where a new hospital is under construction. These old Victorian buildings have witnessed the troubled lives of so many.
So what would they do with this building? Tear it down and make it into like what? housing?
Over Broadmoor's 150-year history.
Or like a museum?
Now, there's talk of turning them into a hotel.
A hotel? Are you out of your mind? And I don't mean, no pun intended, but I never. See, leave a like, comment, subscribe. All right, I'm gone.